Next News, breaking news.
Welcome back to another special report right here at the Next News Network. Right now, on Interstate 10 in Florida, a Fox News crew is riding shotgun with DOT officials as they pull over big rig after big rig. What they're finding should terrify you. Foreign truck drivers who can't read a single word of English are barreling down American highways in 80,000-pound death machines. They don't know what the road signs mean. They can't communicate with first responders. Until President Trump stepped in, nobody was doing a thing about it. The Transportation Department just launched the most aggressive crackdown on illegal truckers in American history, and folks, the numbers they're pulling off the road will blow your mind. Now think about this for just a moment. You're driving your family down the interstate, your kids in the back seat, maybe heading to grandma's house for the weekend. The semi-truck in the lane next to you is being driven by someone who literally cannot read the words wrong way or bridge out ahead. You see, that's not a hypothetical. It's been happening every single day on American roads. These drivers obtain commercial driver's licenses they never should have had. Many in the country illegally in the first place. In the previous administration, what did they do? They looked the other way while your family's safety was put at risk. Florida's Department of Transportation Administrator, Derek Barr, a former state trooper, he's now leading the crackdown. He said it plain, these are the ones putting families at risk. See, look, it's not about immigration politics. It's about whether your children make it home safely. The Trump administration is finally treating this like the public safety emergency that it always was. And speaking of what matters most, let me tell you something that can safeguard your family's future. See, I've tried hundreds of supplements over the years. Nothing, and I mean nothing, has delivered results like C60 Evo. This Nobel Prize-winning molecule made lab animals live 90% longer, and now I know why. My brain fog, gone. Joint pain I've had for years, virtually eliminated. My wife's skin looks 10 years younger. My energy levels, I feel like I'm in my 20s. Now, the molecule is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C, and it's worth more than gold per ounce. The scientists behind it, making it in his Houston lab since 1991. See, it's not just another antioxidant. It works at the cellular level, where aging actually happens. And the Paris study showed the longest life extension in history, and now my family is living proof that it works. Visit c60evo.com/NNN. Use code NNN for exclusive savings. Whether you want more energy, clearer thinking, better skin, or just to feel young again, this is truly your answer. c60evo.com/NNN and use code NNN at checkout, because 90% longer life, it only starts with one decision. Don't wait. Transform your health today. Now let's get back to the massive crackdown that's making American roads safer by the day. This is what the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about what's really happening out there. See, the Trump administration has now removed, ready for this, hope you're sitting down, nearly 13,000 commercial truck drivers from American roads. 13,000. That number is climbing every single day. You see, these aren't random traffic stops. This is a coordinated nationwide operation hitting wait stations, rest stops, and highways all across the country. Now there's a push to make this permanent with something called Delilah's Law. I'm going to show you exactly what's happening on the ground. Look at this. Holy crap, Gunther Eagleman writes. The Transportation Department had Fox News ride along to showcase the crackdown on foreigners behind the wheel of big rigs who can't even read English. They don't even know what the road signs meant.
Good morning from Florida. Yeah, it was a busy day on the interstates here. You can check it out behind me on I-10 here in North Florida. We can tell you that thousands of truckers move through this interstate every single day. It goes all the way from Jacksonville to Los Angeles in California. But the DOT and also Highway Patrol here in Florida tell me a lot of these truckers, Bill, should not be on the road. Why? Because they say they are in the country illegally in the first place. They got their hands on a commercial driver's license, but they should have never had. And it can be dangerous, the consequences, and also deadly.
The ones that we are targeting are the ones who are not doing the right thing. Those are the ones that need to be off the roadways. They're the ones that are putting families at risk.
So we went on patrol with DOT Administrator Derek Barr, who's leading the crackdown with state police. Barr served as a trooper with the Florida Highway Patrol for years before this job, so he knows how it goes. He showed us just how quickly teams of these truckers are out there and how quickly they can find those who are breaking the law. So it comes after several deadly crashes that police say were caused by truckers who were in the country illegally with these CDLs that investigators say they should have never obtained. Back in August, police say an illegal migrant from India pulled a U-turn on a Florida turnpike. He blocked the road, you remember this, and he's charged with killing 3 innocent people. DOT tells me thousands of truckers have been taken out of service nationwide for failing safety inspection. But some companies just rack up the violations, Bill, and then they change their name. They're called chameleon carriers. So the Trump administration's going after enforcing existing laws. Like what? Well, speaking English. It's a requirement for truckers. Police say many cannot read basic road signs or speak the language, something we saw firsthand. Watch this.
How good is your English?
Entiendo algo poquito.
Can you speak any English? No, don't speak no English.
Okay, so didn't speak English, he said. This trucker failed the test. He was taken out of service right away. He didn't know what the road signs meant. People might think, what's the big deal? They're just behind a big rig. Why do they need to speak English? What would you say to that?
Well, I would say, number one, it's the law. It's been the law for a long period of time. That it's a safety issue. If there was a crash or something like that, I would want to make sure that that driver would know how to respond, slow down for upcoming traffic or a crash that has happened ahead.
And that's what was most shocking to me, just that they didn't know what the road signs meant, like no U-turn, wrong way, like they didn't have a clue. And the troopers that we talked to out here, Bill, for Highway Patrol said it's half of the truckers that come through their way stations that they say don't speak English. So it's something we're going to keep an eye on, Bill.
And at 60 miles an hour, it's
Half at that one location. Florida's crackdown highlights the risk of unqualified truckers, but it's Trump who is not stopping there. With nearly 13,000 foreign truckers off our streets, he's putting America first into highway safety. The Trump administration has now removed nearly 13,000 commercial truck drivers from U.S. roads for failing to demonstrate sufficient English proficiency, including the ability to read road signs and communicate. I mean, who can ever forget some of these visuals? I mean, I remember reporting on these as it happened. Absolutely horrific. Lives lost in an instant because these people should have never been on the road to begin with. Disqualified drivers. After an April announcement by Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy to enforce English proficiency standards, thousands of drivers were restricted from driving after failing an English test. Out-of-service driver violations. Look at that. 13,000. Nearly 13,000. Right there. Thank God. So the pressure on truckers to learn English, it's not about compliance, it's about survival. As some drivers push back, others embrace the change, recognize the need to adapt for the future. We look at a new classroom initiative apparently making waves. Truck drivers are mad that President Trump is forcing them to learn English. If you can't pass a basic English test, you shouldn't be driving an 80,000-pound truck. Pass Delilah's law.
I am going to restaurant.
One driver in particular explained that truck driving to him is more than just a job, but rather a way of life he's always enjoyed. But he now understands the urgent need for him to learn English if he is to continue in this line of work.
No, they say a long time ago is that I needed to speak in English, but and today is more necessary from the.
It is necessary. It's always been necessary. So I'm going to tell you now what this really means for America. See, for years, the open border crowd told us that demanding basic English proficiency was somehow racist or xenophobic. They let unqualified drivers slip through the cracks because enforcing the rules was politically inconvenient. And American families, they paid the price in blood on our highways. President Trump looked at this insanity and said, enough. Common sense has finally returned to Washington. And if you want to operate an 80,000-pound vehicle on American roads, you need to be able to read the road signs. You need to communicate with emergency responders. You need to understand the rules of the road like the rest of us. It's not complicated. This is what putting America first actually looks like in action. So this is exactly what we all voted for. A president who prioritizes American safety over political correctness. 13,000 dangerous drivers removed and counting. Florida leading the charge with boots on the ground enforcement and legislation on the way to make sure this never happens again. So I want to hear from you in the comments right now. Should English proficiency be required for every commercial driver's license in America? Simple yes or no. Drop your answer below and let's get the conversation going. And since you made it to the end of the video, you are one of the few that do. Congratulations. A special gift just for you. See, I want to make sure you get the news you want, the news you need to make informed decisions. That's why I set up this. Text raw feed to 844-840-4963. That's how we bypass the algorithm. That's how we make sure you actually get the news and not a notification that never arrives. So do yourself a favor. Make sure you text raw feed to 844-840-4963 right now. And if this story fired you up like it did me, smash the share button. Help us spread the truth. And if you want to show your support for real America First journalism, find something you like at the Next News merch shop below this video. And make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you do have that notification bell turned on. Because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But we never want you to miss a breaking story. I'm Gary Franchi for the Next News Network. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now. You know out.